Hey there, Poppy, Game Changer here. So, on to your troop assessment. So I'm liking that. If you look at your choppers, you've got one coming out after 14, two at 28, and another two at 28. But don't forget you can upgrade that 500,000 and 50 Thor, and you'll obviously have an extra 100 in there. I would be looking though to get Hind in there as an attack option, or as a defense option rather. I think that would be absolutely superb because Cobras really don't obviously cause any major bother. If you look at your defenders in your war factory, you've got 32 seconds before that those two tanks come out. I'd be having one tank come out after 16 seconds, and then obviously while I'm contending with that, then perhaps other tanks will get out there. But 32 seconds with the position of your war factory, I don't think that tank's got to get out there. So you maybe need to have a little look at that for us. Now, being honest with you, I don't have any issue with Reaper at all. If I've got them flying about above us, don't cause me any bother. But that Avenger, I tell you what, they're really pesky. They have a far better sort of attack, if you will. So I'd be having a look at that certainly. And it looks like you've got Thunderbolt here. I mean, they're a far better attack method than any sort of Reaper if used correctly. Now, going obviously when you hit 51, you'll have obviously the Raptors come into play. Now, the difference with Thunderbolt is that you target a building, where Raptor will target anything. So you could select an area of grass, you could select in between two buildings, you could select a convoy of their tanks. So the Raptor really does start to get a little bit more interesting. Now, in your defence, you've got obviously some sort of anti-air system or possibly anti-light vehicle system, as in your snipers there. They're looking pretty good. I would have probably gone Mortarmen as well. I mean, I don't mind maybe a sniper in slot 1, but beyond that, snipers aren't really going to do any damage to the heavy sort of tanks and the like. So that's a bit of a one-sided, one-dimensional defence, where Sniper has obviously first option to take down choppers and the like, and maybe light vehicles, whereas Mortarmen and possibly Force Recon or perhaps going forward even more aggressive, troops would be working even better. Now, don't forget as well, you've got an extra capacity there of another obviously upgrade where you'd obviously get even more in your defence if you so wish. Now, what I'm liking, this M270, we had a little bit of a conflab. You've definitely got Red Eye activated on that. You've definitely got that obviously working now. Now, I find that this M270, I didn't need anything until I got to CC8, and then I've obviously gone and obviously got the HIMARS. But up until that, M270 is absolutely perfectly fine. I didn't even bother with GMLRS, so constantly get that to M270 to the nth degree. Get the armour better, get the obviously missiles better, get the Red Eye better, because that Red Eye obviously features in other rare weaponry as well, so well worth having that upgraded. Now, you haven't got Zeus. If you ever got Zeus, absolutely fantastic. But if you haven't, don't worry too much about it. But if you look at Platoon Alpha there, we mentioned this earlier, you've got an extra 200 worth of obviously slots available there if you upgrade it. Now that's two obviously Abrahams, that's 4 Humvees, or 2 Merkavas, sorry, 1 Merkava. I mean, that's some big upgrade there that you could get. So why you haven't done that yet in Alpha, what are you thinking? Get it done, get it sorted. The other thing I want you to start thinking about as well is your fobs. Now, you've got Merkava in your fob, you've got Striker in your fob. The higher that Striker, the fact it's level 1 at the moment, makes your fob weaker. If you got that to level 5, your fob would be stronger. So obviously have a little think about that. Although you won't be using Striker in any attack format, I wouldn't have thought, it certainly works really well to have your fob the maximum capacity it can be by upgrading the vehicles that are contained within it. So that would be Striker, that would be McCarver, and that would be Guardian helicopters. Really concentrate on getting them upgraded, and then you should find that would be a much stronger fob. Fobs are doing well, 5-5. Get obviously the helicopter up to 5 as well, and that's the complete set. Now I know you're probably not using Humvees all the time. I suspect that's possibly a CC setup, CP setup. I can't imagine using. There's that McCarver. So I'm CC8. I'm doing well. I'm getting strong, but I'm still using the McCarver. So the fact when you get that to level 8. The red eye opens up, and also the RMG, the machine gun, opens up as options to obviously get in the event. Now, when I'm attacking events, I have the machine gun switched on, which also obviously helps because it creates that Humvee effect. You know, when you have a Humvee and you drive away yet it's still shooting. Well, imagine your tank doing that, some sort of automatic fire as well as firing the turret. You know, it really does work well to get that to level 8 as soon as you can. It really does, open up the game. But at level 8 as well, you can also, once you've unlocked it, select the red eye, which makes it helicopter orientated, as well as obviously the gun. Now, anything that you select in your tank, so if you select red eye, when you deploy your fobs will also have red eye. If you deploy the machine gun, your fobs will also have the machine gun. So it's very important that you get those obviously in as soon as you can. And what I do when I'm playing events, I switch to machine gun. When I'm playing the battles and on the war and using fobs, I select the red eye. Because obviously there's nothing worse than losing all your tanks because the little cobras out there and your tanks can't do anything about it. So that's my little top tips. Now here's your defensive strategy. So yes, Abraham's level 9. I wouldn't do any more work on them. I would just purely concentrate now on getting the McCarvers. I'd also concentrate on getting get rid of the Reapers and be having obviously the sort of strike type aircraft in your defense now. So in your attack now. I think the Reapers probably at your level they've had the day really. So I think you need to be changing that. I think we've mentioned this in passing, but this is the second time I've recorded this one because it crashed. So if not already, remember 32 seconds before that tank comes out. It's not going to happen. You need 1 tank in that first slot, 2 in your second slot, 3 in your third slot, something along that sort of line should work well. So no, keep up the fantastic work. You're doing really well. Just some obvious things that I can spot that you might not have seen. I'll upload and send away.